I'm Leon Gray, Sales Director at Victoria Beckham, and this is how I got here. Growing up, I was one of 3 brothers. I should have been fighting for attention, but I was quite a quiet child. Even as a 14, 15-year-old boy, I would love going through magazines, looking at everything from the adverts to the editorials. My first proper job was working in Gap. I enjoyed the merchandising portion of it. I was always probably getting a little bit out of my box and trying to work with the merchandising team on how they were presenting product on the shop floor and how they were building out the windows. When I was coming towards the end of my degree, I didn't have a job set up already. So shortly before I graduated, I started writing letter after letter after letter to all the publications that I wanted to be part of. Vogue was always my main goal, and because of that they probably got the lion's share of the letters. I must have written about 20 to them and emailed them and called them, and it paid off and I ended up getting an internship straight out of college. I wasn't fortunate enough to be able to walk into something and not have to worry about working at all. I had to find a way to support myself. I ended up doing my internship at Vogue during the day, Monday to Friday, and then in the evenings during the week, for 4 out of those 5 days, I'd work in a bar. It was tiring, but it genuinely felt worth it because I was getting to go to Vogue in the daytime. Whilst I was at Vogue, somebody else on the team approached me and asked me if I wanted to go for an interview at a fashion brand. I realised about halfway through the interview that the brand was for Victoria Beckham. Ultimately, after my first interview, they decided to go with someone else. Whilst that was crushing at the time, it's never nice to not get a job that you go to interview for. I realised that it perhaps wasn't the right moment for me, and then focused on getting my next internship again. A few months later, I got a phone call to say that it hadn't worked out with the first person and they'd like to see me for interview again. And lo and behold, I went back for my second interview and I got the job. Being part of a team of 3 or 4, including Victoria, was an incredible experience. They offered me the chance to move into sales and I thought that would be a great progression for me. I was sales assistant for about a year. When I was sales manager was when I got offered the opportunity to move to New York. About 8 or 9 months ago, I got promoted into the role of sales director for the Americas and Australia. We go to Paris about 4 times a year and offer a showroom where the stores can come to see the collection firsthand, and I work with them to make sure that the assortment that they're pulling together is the strongest one possible for them. I met Victoria on my first day, and in that moment realised that about 6 months prior I had been in Wembley Stadium at a Spice Girls concert, and now she was standing in front of me as my boss. And it's those moments that I've taken with me all the way through, and I will never forget what that felt like.
And lastly, who's your favourite Spice Girl?
Stop. My favourite Spice Girl is... I can't answer that, it's too biased.